Okay, welcome back to Rick's Radio Conversions. Today, we're going to talk about doing some warranty work and doing some modification on existing radios. So Owen sent in his 70 Dodge Challenger radio, was complaining that on the volume, the lower end of the volume wasn't really quite there until it got about halfway, and then it was blaring. So this is a volume, tone, and on-off switch out of his radio. Uh, this is the on-off terminals right here. That's what does that, makes the power go on. And these terminals here on the outside, these are the power and ground for the volume and the tone. And these center guys right here, these are the wipers that pick up the voltage to make sound. So when you're on the low end, these are low voltages, and as you turn the volume up, these get higher. So the tone worked fine. The volume, though, as you turned the knob clockwise, there really wasn't a whole lot there until about halfway, and then it really got loud. Owen's radio looks almost like it's brand new. And this looks extremely well here. The switch looks great, but you don't really know what's wrong on the inside. There's a little wiper that goes along a spring like a rheostat, and those wipers build up with crud over time and just go bad. And a lot of the times from non-use, as these AM radios went bad for years on end, they sat, and then we convert them over, and sometimes there's enough crud on there to not make it work. And this worked for about a year, Owen said. I guess we did it July of 17, and he said sometime in August or September it stopped working. So who knows what the problem really was inside. Lucky enough, we found a donor radio and we changed that out, and that sounds great. So that's that piece on how these kind of go bad and how they get fixed. The second part of what Owen had concern with, he thought the radio, the volume stem itself was kind of wobbly. So a few things get attributed to that. One, this was built on 60s technology, so saving money is always a manufacturer's first line of defense. So this switch is held on basically with these two little tangs right here. You can kind of see them here, and I'll show you on the radio where they go. And then these little feet right here kind of press against the backside of the radio once it locks into place, but that does give somewhat of a springing motion, and I'll show you that in just a second. Something that helps with this, though, is your knobs. So this is the tone knob. This is for a B-body radio, but the E-body ones are very, very similar. The main thing is that you have this stem that comes out the back, and what you do is when this goes in and it gets into the toner teeth, right? These two cogs right here. There's two cogs, and you can't really see it in the knob there. So you line those up, stick it in there, and then now that's locked into place. But you see it also goes down the sleeve, makes a pretty good tight fit right there. So on the radio, we'll slide this into play. The top one, not the bottom one. The bottom one was, I think, the donor for this one. So if you see here, Owen, it does move. Here are the two tangs, like we talked about here. And then these are springs, kind of in the back to push it against the back of this here bulkhead. But it does move around a little bit. But hopefully your tone looks like that on the back. Here is one where it's actually broken off, so you may not even know that it's gone, because that looks like, it might be like that from the factory. So when you slide this guy on here, as you can see now, we're going to fill the gap between the white nylon piece of the tone and the actual housing. Now everything is nice and tight. I mean, it still moves a little bit, but it's a lot tighter than it was before. So that's that piece on how that works. And then some other cosmetic stuff. Owen wanted to put in a LED light. You can't really see it in here. We'll do a video here in a minute. But the LED status light is now inside the radio. So that's going to be it for this short video of just, how these things get stuck on the radio and how things work, and some mechanic type stuff. So we're going to stop this video, and then we'll actually have the operation video here in a second.